Greetings and beyond the new, and welcome to the current installment of What If Deku Had a Dinosaur King Quirk. Now, where we last left off, it had been a week since the events of where all the characters related to Dinosaur King in this series defeated Black T-Rex. In that week, Deku and Ochaka have gotten close enough to where they actually can admit that they're in love with each other. They just didn't want to ruin their friendship if it didn't pan out. Anywho, while also in that week, it's revealed that Reese and Xander have been dating for several years before she was put into cryo sleep. Let's see. And in that week, Ursula actually develops feelings for Seth. He does too, but they're both too shy to say anything. Rod and Laura noticed this, but he also, so they kind of ask, why, if you two like each other so much, why don't you just ask the other one out? Rod asked that to Seth, and Laura asked that to Ursula. Anywho, which always makes them blush. And Rod also teases Laura about starting to get a crush on Rex, because in this one they're the same age. And she always bonks him on the head for this. But it's not all that strong, because a passive part of his quirk allows him to sing songs and in his head, and well, his body will recover from anything except for stuff like cancer and actually from anything except for death, of course. Okay, so yeah. And the only reason she does that, not only because she gets mad at him, because Ursula also bonks her on the head whenever she asks why doesn't she just ask out Seth. And those two aren't the only one that have noticed this, but everyone else just wants them to go at their own pace. So yeah. Okay. So we started where so in canon, Ochaka, Rex, and Max go to the same school, which is Aldera. The reason why I'm doing this as well. Okay, so everything goes like in canon. Except Rex and let's see, and Ochaka have need to help out with their parents, so they have to leave school earlier than Deku does. So the events of him meeting the sludge villain and All Might play out the same way. He still goes through the alley. Everything goes like in canon. Then then when All Might says, "No, I honestly don't think you can be a hero," this makes Deku sad. And then that's when Chomp, Crusher, Thrasher, Kata, Dino, Dan, and Sue pop out. Oh, and a little backstory, a little backward, a little when Deku's notebook gets exploded and thrown out of the window. That's when the mentioned dinosaurs come out. Crusher bites Katsuki uh, on the on his stomach, from his left. Thrasher headbutts him right in the family jewels. Kata slashes his chest. Chomps him on the top of the head. Dino, Dan, and Sue in unison give him an atomic wedgie while secretly mixing in a special powder that they made by mixing pre-made itching powder and a fine powder that they made from poison ivy. And this all happens at the exact same time. And that which allows Deku to get out of the classroom. Then they each turn into lights and go back to him. And Bakugo is too hurt and too itchy from to go after him because of what the dinosaurs that care a lot about Deku who Deku did to him. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so what happened after All Might says, "No, honestly, I don't think you can become a hero. I might be repeating, but hey, I'm just doing that because I want to." And it's kind of a habit, but whatever. Sorry, had the cough. Anywho, what happens to Bakugo also happens to All Might in his skinny form. Orm. So, yeah. Yeah. Okay, so, yeah. They also make those, that combination of itching powder and poison ivy and smoke bombs as well. Oh, for massive pranks, more specifically just for Bakugo. And they keep it in Midoriya's bag. So when Midoriya tries to go save Bakugo, his dinosaur friends don't come out. They don't care about Bakugo, but mentally they speak with Deku saying, "Are you crazy? You let the pros handle this. I mean, seriously, we know you have a heart of a hero, but still, Bakugo deserves this." He ignores their words. So, yeah. And instead of throwing his bag to blind the villain, he actually throws the mentioned smoke bomb at the villain, but there was just enough in it to effectively cover someone's head, and small enough to be small enough to be not damaged or tousled around in a Japanese school bag. Okay, so yeah. Anywho. Ooh, let's see. Okay, so yeah. Everything else goes like in canon, blah 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 blah. And then let's see. Now we. Sorry, it's the morning and phlegm. Um, for those of you who have to deal with phlegm in the morning or every day, all throughout the day as well. Okay, so yeah. Anywho, then when All Might comes around, the his dinosaur friends come out and growl at him, and he says, "No need to worry. Creatures, dinosaurs. I heard from Nezu, the principal of UA, about possibly trying to make contact with two teams called the D Team and Alpha Gang, but to see it actually be true is mind-boggling." The dinosaurs and Deku are shocked at this. All Might explains his injury, backstory, of how he was Scorcus and how he got One for All, and then the 10 months of training begin. But we're not gonna talk about that just yet. We go ahead and go tonight. Skip tonight, where Deku just gets home. Then, let's see. Rex, Ochaka, Ed, Xander, Ursula, Rod and Laura all dogpile on him and say in unison, You dummy, we were worried sick. Heck. But the way how they fell, so this makes Rex and Laura both get next to each other, and when they realize that they're so close to each other, they back off immediately and blush crimson. And then Deku asks, "Hey, if you guys like each other so much from what I can see, why don't you two just go out with each other?" Which makes them blush crimson. Well, crimson even darker. And they say in unison, "What, are you kidding me? I can't date her." Him, which makes them both sad to hear that. And then, of course, Ursula bonks them both on the head and tells them, "Will you two just stop? You're being as bad as Ochaka and Deku." And then they both say, Rex and Laura say in unison, "You're one to talk." Which Seth is confused about this, and that's when Ursula finally has enough and confesses that she's starting to develop feelings for Seth, and Seth tells her the same. That's when they start dating. Okay, so yeah. Anywho, Laura and Rex haven't started dating though. They need time. Still need time, I mean. Okay, so anywho, sorry, itchy throat and phlegm. Anywho, let's just say, okay. Now, the 10 month of training begins, but before they all go to sleep that night, Deku explains to everyone, including his parents, the members of the Alka gang, and, well, everyone in the house about All Might, his backstory, and about his injury and how he became the symbol of peace, and that he wants to train and gets to be trained by All Might. Achaka and Rex want to. Everyone else of the group wants to come along to see what kind of training. Then we skip to the day they start training. They all berate All Might for being so stupid and hypocrite about quirkless people becoming heroes. So yeah. Anywho, who we go to. Okay, so Deku. I mean, yeah. So Deku starts the training, but Uraraka and Rex help him because they both want to go into the hero course. Rod actually wants to be more into the sport course, while Laura wants to be in the hero course as well. So instead of Class 1 A and B and having the team's amount of kids they had doing canon, they each have one more, which Laura will be part of Class 1B, Rex will be Class 1A. Oh, yeah. And Laura, while she uses Tank, they each use their dinosaurs, but only to fight against the Zero Pointers. Okay, so in the 10 months of training, he not only develops his muscles, but also learns Earth before he inherits the quirk of fault cowling. And Dr. Z says, you do realize that you're thinking about using of the quirk as simply a tool instead of a part of you. And then that's when he realizes that he's right, so... Oh yeah, and Jonathan, since he's a cyborg in this one, he's a descendant of the girl Deku saves when he was going all vigilante and not sleeping or eating in canon. So he basically looks like a shorter male version of that girl. Okay? So yeah. And his quirk, is the same as that girl's quirk. So he still has his quirk even after becoming a cyborg. So yeah. Anywho, let's get back into the video. So let's see. Yeah. 10 months of training is over. But because the Alpha Gang exists with the time machine, they also create a a gravity chamber. So after 5 months, the four of them, Deku, Ochaka, Rex, and Laura they all clear the beach in 5 months. And then the other 5 months, during the day, they work in the gravity chamber. Starting out as uh, twice Earth's normal gravity, ending after the 10 months, ending at let's see, 3 times Earth's normal gravity. And during the night, they are both, all of them, especially Rod, are put into capsules so where they can learn while they sleep. Sleep. And they can't pollute the time stream too much, so they only let them use it and not patent it, because the one who actually creates it is, well, Mei Hatsume, but that won't be, well, the corporation she creates, but that won't be until her grandson is the age of 20. Okay, so yeah. It's gonna be a while. I also, yeah, we now go. Sorry, needed to clear my throat. Anywho, sorry, needed a cough. Okay, anywho, we go. And then the night before he gets into the capsule, and even arrives home, he is strong enough to inherit One for All. So during the night, he will have digested it, and then everything goes like in canon when the 5 of them enter UA. That's Bakugo still says to all of them to get out of my way, extras. And why are you here, useless Deku? Who they all ignore him, except for Chaka. She actually defends her boyfriend by saying, "Hey, you do realize that the principal must have that the staff of UA must that the UA campus must have a lot of hidden cameras. So I suggest you don't be a jerk and." And for your information, during the 5 months of training, it turns out Deku-kun actually awakened his quirk. It was just too complicated for his body to have awakened when everyone usually does, even for late bloomers. So he's the late bloomer among late bloomers. Katsuki scoffs at this and then tells them again to get out of his way. And almost then Ochaka says, "Hey, why don't you just go around us on this? You're not some high and mighty demigod or god, so why don't you..." And as about she says something else, that's when Bakugo lunges at her and tries to explode her. That's when Deku jumps in front of her and gives a 5% 5% Detroit smash on his gut, sending him careening outside of UA. Oh, and also, yeah, which makes everyone shocked at this, but and then everything else goes like in canon. Ida still berates him, and then that's when Rod, Laura... just Rod calls him out at this, saying that this is just how we analyze these things, you big dummy. So why don't you back off my friend? Because I'm going to say for this, the hall is bigger, and the hero course and support course all take the same tests in the same room for their knowledge, for the knowledge part of for their respective exams. So yeah. Anywho, let's see. Okay, so yeah. Now we go. Okay, so Deku will be in everyone except for everyone except for Ochako will be in canon, where they are in their entrance exams for the practical part. Except Ochako will be in let's see, in okay, so along with in A, Katsuki, E, along with Laura, B will be Deku, C will be Ochaka, and Rex will be D. Okay, so yeah. Anywho, everything goes like in canon. Deku easily manages, before even getting the 0-pointer to come around, already has half of what All Might's record would have in canon. So yeah. While he also saves a bunch of people that get overwhelmed by robots. Which by the time the 0-pointer comes around, he'll have exactly All Might's record. Then, of course, in each of the battle zones, in Battle Zone A, Katsuki doesn't try to fight the 0-pointer, but this is where Laura, she calls forth Tank by saying, "Tank, bulldoze!" Calls forth Tank, and when she summons Tank, everyone else summons out their dinosaur. Rex says in D that Carnotaurus, blow them away! Oh wait, no, Titania, bulldoze. And Carnotaurus, blow them away! In C, Ochaka says, go! Spring up, Parasaurolophus! In B, Deku says, Triceratops, roar! Roar, Triceratops! Because I'm just doing it like that instead. So whatever you heard of me saying in part 0, I'm saying this instead. Okay, so, but if you haven't watched that, I suggest you watch this, but like I said, I'm doing it roar Triceratops instead. And because he wants to I want to make, since in canon it's spring up pairs for all of this, I want to make it more obvious that they're a couple. Well, Ochaka and Deku. Eku. And everyone sees this, and they're all shocked. And I'm going to say, oh yeah, Setsuna's a recommended student. All the recommended students have already finished had just finished 5 minutes before the 0.0 was called forth. So Setsuna sees all four dinosaurs being summoned now, and she has stars in her eye and faints, saying, "Dinosaurs, real dinosaurs!" Oh, and then faints with happiness. Yes. Everyone else realized they must be the people that must have been hunting the dinosaurs, and capturing them. Okay, so yeah. Anywho, who, let's get back into the video. Actually, that's where I'm going to be leaving it off. Like, comment, and subscribe, but I'm not doing this for that. I'm doing it to do things my own way, unload my creative juices, and yes, I said it like that, and I said juices. This is, anywho, bye!